Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Apologies to everyone that jumped on the live last night. Massive Wi-Fi issues, so we had to scrap it after 20 minutes or so. Very annoying, I know, especially considering we haven't done one in a couple of weeks. I was looking forward to it. So many questions were coming in, so many things to talk about. I'm going to get this sorted. If I can get it sorted in the next day or so, I am going to try and do a live on Friday, but I'll let you guys know about that in the community tab. But look, again, my apologies. I'm as annoyed, in fact, more annoyed than a lot of you guys were. So yeah, hopefully we can get it sorted in the next day or so. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. You know what, let's just jump straight to the main topic of conversation. Oleksandr Usyk bask in Thailand's warmth as Deontay Wilder beckons. That is just crazy. That's almost a headline that would have made sense 3 years ago. Kind of doesn't make sense now. He's in Thailand for this WBC convention, which I need to get to because I need to understand how it works, because I'm seeing so many matchmakers and managers almost just pitching their fighters to like this board of WBC heads. And as a result, it almost seems as though who can pitch their fighter the best, and thus their fighter will get moved up in the rankings, which isn't how it should be. It should be quite easy. It should be quite easy to get a ranking system and your fighter beats that fighter and then just jumps up a couple of places. The idea of you having a microphone and pitching to Mauricio Sulaiman and his squad of WBC heads, and then your fighter getting elevated because of your pitch is wild to me. But again, look, I am on the outside looking in. I'd love to go to one and see how it works. And maybe next year I will go and just see how this convention plays out, because it just seems wild to me seeing people pitch their fighters to Mauricio Sulaiman. Let's talk Oleksandr Usyk, Deontay Wilder. Oleksandr Usyk did a sit-down interview with Boxing King Media. And he kind of, I don't know the flow of conversation. I haven't watched the interview in full, but the clip I saw, I was expecting him, when asked who he wants to fight next, like honestly, I had about 10 names, maybe even more, before it even potentially got to Wilder. I thought he was going to say, you know what, I like the look of Fabio Wardley. That's a fight that interests me. I like the look of Cabial. That's a fight that interests me. Maybe we do the Tyson Fury trilogy. That interests me. Let's see the Joseph Parker situation play out. That interests me. There were so many. Moses Atalma interests me. I did not expect to hear the name Deontay Wilder. I didn't. Bear in mind, Deontay Wilder hasn't been the bronze bomber, if you like, since he stopped Helenius in, what was it, a minute or whatever it was. That was 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It's just such a strange call out. I don't understand it. Is it one of those almost legacy call outs because of what Deontay Wilder was? You know, a long reign in WBC heavyweight champion. I don't quite understand it. If I'm Deontay Wilder and he's manager Shelley Finkel, oh my God, it's like jackpot. I mean, it's not a case of Wilder calling Usyk out. Usyk's called Wilder out. You're like, okay, yeah, we're cool. We're ready. We're good to go. What an opportunity this is for Deontay Wilder, right? I mean, and although I don't think he can pull the trigger anymore, I mean, there'll be some, if this fight does get made, and who knows, right? There'll be some that will say, oh, but it only takes one. I mean, that will still be the narrative with Wilder, even though that really isn't the case anymore. I saw that with Zhang. I saw that with Joseph Parker. And to an extent, I saw it in his last fight. So that Wilder doesn't exist anymore. But again, if you're Shelley Finkel, you're on the call to Oleksandr Usyk's team and saying, are you guys serious? Like, because we'll take that fight right now. But I don't know. And this is very difficult because Usyk's done everything. But I don't know if I can give him a pass on this one. I don't know if I can give him a pass. I don't know if you can vacate your WBO belt, like, not avoid Fabio Wardley, because I don't think Usyk avoids anyone, but kind of drop down that far. Like, I actually think if I were to do a top 15, top 20 heavyweight list, I don't think Wilder will make my top 20. So I don't know if the number one in the world should be allowed to fight someone outside of the top 20 because of that person's previous history. In saying that, Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou, right? But yeah, I just feel like Oleksandr Usyk's better than that. I've always felt like Usyk was the guy, next man up type dude. And I still believe he is that. And look, this fight might not happen. But I just, nah. No, there are too many worthy challengers. And the most obvious two now are Fabio Wardley and Agit Kabayel. They're the most obvious two. But there are others. But those are the obvious two. Like, let's wait to see what Kabayel does in his fight in, 7-8 weeks' time. And then maybe Kabayel. No, I'm not feeling this. Like, you know what it is? If Usyk was the type of fighter to give us 3 fights a year, which he hasn't been since, I don't know, when he turned pro, then okay, cool. Then you can maybe have that little Wilder gimme, because you know what? I know you're going to give me 2 more and they're going to be the real deal. But we only really see Usyk once every 9 months. So if I'm seeing you only once every 9 months, I don't want one of those once to be Deontay Wilder, if that makes sense. I don't want that. So, it's the strange call out. But again, if I'm Deontay Wilder and I hear that call out, wherever I am, I go straight to the gym. I go straight to the treadmill. I do a bit of road work because that's the motivation I need. When the number one heavyweight on the planet, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, is calling you out from nowhere, then you take that opportunity. And maybe it isn't from nowhere. Oleksandr Usyk has done a few interviews in the last couple of months and saying, I've got a big fight, I've got a big fight, I've got a big fight. He's always been saying it. And I think we've always just like, is it AJ? Is it Martin Bakoli? Is it Ngannou? We've always, maybe he's known about this. Maybe this isn't the most random call out we think it is. I always say that we are the last, in terms of fight fans, to hear about these things. Like maybe this is just something that's been in the background for months and Usyk has just almost let the cat out of the bag now. Maybe. But look, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Again, it's difficult for me not to give Usyk a pass because Oleksandr Usyk is just so fucking good and has fought everybody. But I don't want to give him a pass on this one. I honestly, I really don't. Katie Taylor, very, very, 2 veries here, open to fighting Ronda Rousey. So she should be. Like if you're Katie Taylor and that comes across your table, you're like, pardon me? Like honestly, she's probably got a list of names that come across the table. Chantel Cameron might have come across the table. Sandy Ryan. Honestly, these names might have come across the table. It might sound crazy because she's a bit bigger now, but Michaela Meyer. And then Ronda Rousey, like, what? And the number to fight all of those would be less than to fight Ronda Rousey. You take Ronda Rousey. I have no blame. I'm not putting any blame to Katie Taylor. She has literally been in war after war after war after war. And I'm like, chill. If someone wants to pay her 7 figures to fight Ronda Rousey, who can't strike, like really can't strike, like can't box, then fuck it, do it. Very similar to the AJ Jake Paul. In fact, it's not similar at all because at least Jake Paul fight. Like when was Ronda Rousey's fight against Amanda Nunes? That was the last time she fought, right? Let's have a look. The last time she had an MMA fight, obviously she's never boxed. The last time she had an MMA fight was when? Sorry guys, just trying to find this now. When was it? Okay, wait. When was it? This isn't very good TV right now, is it? Okay, oh my God. She fought Amanda Nunes 30th of December 2016. 9 years ago. She lost in the first round, got stopped. She hasn't fought for 9 years and she thinks she's going to get in there with maybe the pound for pound best female fighter on the planet. Maybe. Worst, second place. Worst. Stop it. That can't be sanctioned. Can't be sanctioned. One fight that is sanctioned, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, January the 31st. Wow. Hasn't been confirmed yet if it's the Barclays or MSG. I don't really care. I would prefer MSG, but not bothered. I like both venues. This is an enormous fight. An enormous fight. And I said this, I think, on yesterday's video. I don't know if there's a fight that can be made right now that's bigger in America anyway. Virgil Ortiz boots is bigger. Oh, sorry, it is there, but it's not bigger. Yeah, I just don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think Bivol Benavidez for us is bigger, but I don't know if the American audience would gravitate to it as yet, because Bivol is a bit of a star in America because of the Canelo performance. Benavidez is climbing. These two are both stars. These two are both... I wouldn't be mad if someone put Teofimo in their top 10 pound for pound. He's not mine. He's probably around 12, 13. Shakur Stevenson's most certainly in the pound for pound rankings. This is a tremendous fight. Stylistically, it's tremendous. We've now seen Shakur Stevenson have a scrap against Zepeda. He showed us that he's not the Tom and Jerry bullshit. Like, this guy can stand in the pocket and trade. Teofimo Lopez, we know, rises to the occasion. I love it. I love the idea of Shakur Stevenson trying to win another belt, trying to become a full-weight world champion at 27. And what I like about this full-weight world champion thing, he's not fighting duds to become world champion. Like, there's some people that have those accolades. I'm like, yeah, but who did you really fight? This guy's fighting the names. He's fighting the people. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a big fight. A big, big fight. If Teo wins... Remember, I said this, not that I'm giving you anything you probably don't know. He 100% goes up to 147 and fights Devin Haney in a blockbuster fight in the summer. If Shakur wins, I think he might be a bit undersized for 147. But if the money's right, he'll probably look at Devin and think, you're not the biggest 147 guy either. We can do that. So, like, this is a big fight. The next fight could be gigantic as well. So good luck to both. I think it's an incredible matchup. All right, let's end on this one. Amir Khan, I had enough to defeat Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. That's not true. No, you didn't. Nope, not having that. I like it, Amir. I like you, brother. But come on, stop it. Stop it. No. I know that there was a lot of talk about Amir Khan. Maybe he could have beaten Floyd when Floyd chose Marcus Maidan instead of Khan. Khan's hand speed would have been good, but Mayweather eventually would have timed him. He would have. And Pacquiao, you're talking about hand speed. I mean, Pacquiao probably had faster hands and hit harder and had a bit more punch resistance. In fact, definitely had more punch resistance than Amir Khan, even at that latter stage of Pacquiao's career. So, no. Neither. Peace.